You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Ladies and gents, this is Kevin Kierstead, host of Truth on Tap and Caps on Tap. I hope you're enjoying the show. Truth on Tap is focused on bringing you absolute truth about everything from mainstream media to comedy, from psychology to the paranormal. This show keeps it real, not the fake kind of real, the real kind of real. That same spirit also covers our Caps on Tap show about the Washington Capitals. Caps on Tap shows air only after Capitals wins at this time. Please come like our Facebook page and join the conversation at facebook.com/Truth on Tap show. Truth on Tap has been picked up and promoted by iHeartRadio, the internet audio mega monster, so shows are available there as well as on Spreaker and a limited selection on iTunes. To get in on a show's chat, you can chat from the Facebook page I mentioned or go to www.spreaker.com/user/truth-on-tap and look for the live episode or call in at 910-NO-LYING. That's 910-665-9464. Thanks again for checking out Truth on Tap and Caps on Tap.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Opening up the truth pipeline for these bitches.
Truth on Tap. Truth.
My right to say how I say it's mine to give my mind, my heart, it's mine to share my songs, my
Truth on Tap.
right to use. Just the wish to leave and chop it up and recombine. Chop it up and recombine.
Hear the drummer get wicked. Hear the drummer get wicked. If I were a priest and I walked in and saw the drummer get wicked, I might say, if I were Catholic, should I go up the chain at this point? Go up the chain, get the approval at the papal level for the exorcism. The drummer has gone wicked. He was holy, or at least not a threat, and is now possessed by demons. He now has 16 hands, his head is spinning, and he sounds like a mix between Def Leppard and Twisted Sister. I heard the drummer get wicked, but I was not scared. I was turned off. I was at a loss for words. I was not feeling entertained, but I was not scared. I turned on my little app on my phone that detects ghosts. There were no ghosts detected. Just boom, 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 ting, 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 boom, boom, ting, boom, 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 boom. And I said, the drummer's gone wicked. What are we going to do about the wicked drummer? This is something children shouldn't hear or see. Why has the drummer gone wicked? Is he not holy by nature? Should we throw a Bible at the drummer? And if we did, would it even faze him? I say you drink 2 gallons of holy water and you piss on him. That's what you're going to do to the wicked drummer. Hear the drummer get wicked. Saturday Night Truth on Taps the show. Kevin Kierstead is the host. We have no direction. I have no sense of moral buoyancy tonight. There will be no plan, yet something will be executed. You know what I'm talking about? That's when it gets fun to me. I have to cut loose once in a while. When I do a radio show, I'm always worried about staying hardcore and focused. It takes a lot of energy if you do a radio show the way I do. The reason is that I need it to sound exciting, at least by my own judgmental capabilities and faculties and what they're capable of producing in the way of guides. I need it to sound sharp, pointed, moving, banging, going, beginning to end. Can't have lapses, can't have silence, can't have confusion. But not tonight. Tonight, the rules have been lifted. What I have put in place of them is one of them bouncy moon tents. We can jump about like silly little fuckers, is what we can do tonight. And that's what I'm going to do. My cat, Princess, you want to talk about the segue? I'm sitting inside, not a half hour ago, talking to my girlfriend. She's on the couch. I was in between the kitchen and my studio. And I said, well, I didn't say anything. I was listening to her. Off from a coffee table behind me, not a coffee table, but an end table, flies her purse. Now, this had nothing to do with a wicked drummer. This had to do with my cat called Princess. And I said, and I'll try to quote myself, "Nigga, you drunk again. You need to see a goddamn psychiatrist." That's what I said to the cat. And I began to question myself. Have I used the word nigga in a negative way that was just over the borderline? Not quite so cool. Not cool at all when said by a white person in general, but almost vicious, almost with a little bit of hatred in there. Why did I call my black and white cat a nigga? And I did it strictly in the flavor of comedy, because the reason it was on my mind like that is I just heard a black guy. I listened to, I can't remember the name of it. If you search for comedy that you can listen to live, I listen to that when I do a lot of stuff online, or if I'm writing, or even if I'm playing a game or something. And it's streamed live 365, I think it's called, something like that. And there was a black comedian called. Every other motherfucking word was nigga. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga, 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 nigga. And it wasn't Paul Mooney, who loves saying that. He said, when I wake up in the morning, I just start. Here's how I warm up. Nigga, 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 right on down the line. He says, if I don't say that word 10,000 times a day, I won't say it once. He loves saying that word. Well, this guy wasn't that guy. Yet the nigga flew. Nigga flew out of his mouth 100 times, if not 1,000. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga, 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 nigga. So it was in my, I've been brainwashed. I've been brainwashed by a black man. And now I'm saying the word nigga. Not the other one. Not the N-word. I'm talking about N-I-double-G-A, y'all. You know the one. You know that one, man. Yes, you do. Oh, I'm making no kind of sense tonight. You'll be in here, though. Yes, you will. This is, if you're listening to this show, you're not going anywhere, motherfucker, because this is chock full of shit tonight. It's not even planned, and yet it is. I mean, for example, how much of this show do I have planned? I have one phone number of a guy I'm going to call just because of his name. I have a list of fun speech topics up before me, and the ones that look good, I'll probably do something with them. I don't know. I don't have that kind of plan. And I also have 65 amazing facts that will blow your mind. And what could be more appropriate for a show titled Anything Blows? Anything blows. It all blows. Have you thought about our design? What's good about blows? You know what the guys are thinking. You know what they're thinking. You're going to get some sex in this show. Some girl's going to call in and moan. Nah, I doubt it. And I'm certainly not going to moan for you. But is it sad that we're designed in such an easy way that if a pretty girl were to make a move, a quick move, forget buying drinks. I'm going south of the border. How can I keep this semi-clean? And I'm going to do a little bit of extracting work when I get down there. And then I'm going to blow. I'm going to blow. Whether or not the drummer's wicked. And you say, holy shit, because that's all guys can say when something like that happens. You tell me two other words. You can't. You're not capable of it. You have two words, and they are holy and shit. That's all you got. Because the brain shuts the fuck down. There's no blood left in the brain, and you know it. There's nothing up there. It can't do anything. Here's what it can do. Holy shit. That's what it can do. So she's down there. She's done the extraction work. She's begun her job, if you will, and you must because I did. She's begun her job because anything blows. Isn't it funny that the human body has those kinds of trappings where if something like that happens, your brain can be disabled at the drop of a hat? A pretty woman can drop all of her clothes in front of you and make you go stupid. You're not qualified at that point to step on a short bus because at least people on the short bus can think. All right, they may try to jump out the window. They may run into each other with their football helmets backwards while farting, attempting to create a gas vacuum of some sort. They may try to light something on fire that doesn't exist. You don't know what somebody on the short bus will do, and God bless their souls, if there's a God or souls. However, they're on the short bus. They are fucktarded, and that's just the way it is. People think I'm not sensitive enough about the retarded concept. They're probably right. I'm not. If I'm ever retarded, if I'm ever in a car accident, folks, and I'm drooling out one side of my mouth, and I'm slapping at people with the left hand, just laugh at me. If it gives you a little bit of joy, if you think I'm going to be bothered at that stage, that you're laughing at me, that there is a social situation involved where you're looking at me and not respecting me too much, my disability. I'm drooling and slapping people. I'm not worried about your judgment of my efficacy, to use the word the proper way, as an adult with responsibilities. Fuck them and fuck you. I'm retarded. And you know what? If I'm retarded and I can give you a little bit of joy because you can't hold the giggles back, Jesus Christ, bring the family around and laugh your ass off at me, because I will have given something more to the world than I can probably give in a radio show. Why? Because I'm falling downstairs screaming words about Hitler, and nobody knows why, and neither do I. But you're getting a laugh out of it. Man, we need some more laughing up in this bitch. My God. This place is wound so tight. Remember after 9/11 how tight everything? There was no... You couldn't... It didn't matter how good your jokes were after 9/11. Nothing was funny. And with good reason. We were pissed off. We were pissed off. We had lost that illusion of security that we had, and it is an illusion. I could have told you that before 9/11. It's an illusion. You're never really safe. Did you know that Helen Keller once said something like this? Fuck it, I'll pull up the quote. I hate getting it wrong when it's somebody I truly respect. And there is one retard I respected. That's Helen Keller. Helen Keller about danger. Quote. We'll do that. And I love this quote. I really do love this quote. I agree with the quote 100%. And this is what she said. And I want you to remember, if you remember nothing else from the show, remember this. Helen Keller said, security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Unquote. That is a powerful quote. The best quote I've ever heard from a retard. I fucking love it. Thank you, Helen Keller. You had a hard life, too. You didn't know when somebody was about to smack you. You couldn't tell them. You couldn't say, I'm calling 911. You just say, You could just hold your hands out. And then the lady got mad at you and ran them under cold water. And you don't know, am I getting slapped or am I falling down the stairs? I can't tell. I don't know. I'm Helen Keller. But, maybe living a life like that showed you that superstition is, in fact, security, and vice versa. Superstitions make people comfortable. If you don't think superstition's real, go talk to anybody in the NHL. Ask them what their superstitions are before a game. Those motherfuckers have rituals, y'all. I'm talking shit that would make voodoo look like a warm-up. Superstition is real. It is a religion to some people. Religion is a superstition too, so I don't know. Sometimes I worry. I'll be honest on this show. It's Truth on Tap. I worry that people will learn things about me that they won't like. Sometimes, man, but it's so rare. Mostly I just think, fuck me and fuck you too. And I said that in one of my books. It was a character description. It wasn't me. It was an alien's pet who was a total dickhead. And he basically said, fuck you and fuck me. That's what makes me comfortable with life. I will kill myself just to shut you up. That's real learning. That's what he said. And there's a long backstory to that, but it was accurate, and I kind of do feel that way. That was a part of me that I revealed in that character. I try not to do that when I write books because I don't like giving myself away in characters. It's too simple. It's too easy. How about making up someone new and then logically figuring out what their actions and thoughts would be? I like doing that. That's a challenge when you write. Not just putting out some, repressed version of myself or, I don't know. I find that boring, very amateur in writing. What are you guys doing on this Saturday night, you fucking fuckheads? We're going to make a call here soon. You don't want to miss this call. And it's going to be probably funnier than anything you've ever heard. Ever. Except for maybe a retard running through a store screaming that someone has stolen him. Someone has stolen him. I'm being stolen. Someone has stolen, and they usually don't use words right, so I'm probably, going too far into proper grammar and enunciation. They probably say, I got stole, and you don't know what that means. Is it a James Brown song that I missed? Is this a prank that they're playing and there's a hidden camera? I don't know, so I'm not going to give much credibility to it, but it's real. And this retard thinks they're being stolen. They don't know by what. Is it a big giant? Or is it more like a machine or an environment, something you can't see that's stealing you? I mean, death is stealing you all the time, isn't it? From the moment you're conceived, you begin to die, even though you're growing. Your time is ticking down, not up. It's ticking down. Your total life available from the moment the sperm penetrates the motherfucking egg starts decreasing until we find some cures. There's a book written back in somewhere around 1995. And I remember hearing it on a radio show, as a matter of fact. The author came on, he was a guest, and I was on my way to college that night. I was working daytime and then college at nighttime. And I remember hearing it. I thought it was called Immortality or The Immortal or something like that. But the way with book titles now is you'll find 20 books with that name. I mean, people just said, fuck copyright, I don't like that. But anyway, I listened to the interview. I had time to listen to the interview before school, and I was very fascinated. And basically what it came down to was this. He said there were some enzymes you could take, or enzyme shots of some type, that would tell your cellular code, which was pre-programmed to die, to wait 4 times as long to die. So that was essentially taking the average, say, 74-year human lifespan to 280 plus years. The idea being that by the time you got to, say, 200 years old, those enzymes, those shots you could get for very cheap, he said, and it was coming. He said you could get them again. You could get them in a much refined manner that would not only change the code in the cells to die, but would rejuvenate damage done through things like stem cell, origin processing, if you will, making new skin, making new bones. This will happen, folks. And when you consider the problem with population in the world, that's going to be an issue, because now bitches ain't dying. They're being born. And they're being born in massive amounts. But they're not dying. Population will explode. We need to get some people off of this fucking rock, I'll tell you that. Or we'll just kill each other, all of us. You can't have it. It's like throwing 40 rats into something the size of a Christmas present box. They're not going to make it. We can't live like that. We need space. Got to have space. I don't know why I'm doing this show tonight. I've been shitting my brains out the last 3 days. I had some kind of stomach bug. And my lady got me some pink pills or some shit, and I ate that, and I feel a little better, and I feel like liberated in a way. Like, hey, I don't have to be in the bathroom every 10 minutes. And that's a good thing, so I'm feeling that. I was in the middle of a ghost hunt last night and had to leave it. I don't like to have to leave a ghost hunt because I got a poo-poo. That's not right. There's something wrong with that. I may go on another one tonight. I don't know. Ghost hunts are fun, and they're free, and that's why I like them. Unfortunately, they're often yielding nothing. That's what I don't like about them. Let's see, any of you bitches in the chat room yet? If you're not, that's it. I tell you what I'm gonna do. Every 5 minutes I look and nobody's in the chat room, 3 more innocent baby deer will die. Now, don't say you haven't been warned. You need to spread this to your friends. If you want the innocent baby deer, the little cute Bambi ones to live, you come in the chat room and you start some shit. Or you call in 910-NO-LYING, 910-665-9464. Or you can Skype in mr.kevin.kierstead, K-I-E-R, stead as in steady. My name's not Frederick, but I might have been Freddy. I like to rhyme. That's fun. 65 amazing facts that will blow your mind. What better topic for Anything Blows? Anything Blows is the show topic. Number 1, Google's founders were willing to sell to Excite, remember Excite, for under $1 million in 1999, but Excite turned them down. Well, history's chock full of dumb decisions, There was a third Apple founder, Ronald Wayne. sold his 10% stake for $800 in 1976. And I'm surprised he hasn't hung himself from the rafters. The famous Aaron Burr Got Milk ad from 1993 was directed by Michael Bay. I don't care. I don't care. Why is this? According to Amazon, the most highlighted Kindle books are the Bible, the Steve Jobs biography, and the Hunger Games. I don't care about that either. What the fuck's going on here? A California woman once tried to sue the makers of Captain Crunch because Crunch berries contain no berries of any kind. I don't know. That's not so crazy, is it? Wilford Brimley was Howard Hughes' bodyguard. Whatever. During World War II, German measles were called Liberty measles, and Dachshunds became Liberty Hounds. Okay. I'm still waiting to care about something. In 2008 survey, 58% of British teens thought Sherlock Holmes was a real guy, while 20% thought Winston Churchill was not. Wow. Oh, come on, UK. You guys are smart, man. Don't disappoint me. I don't know if I believe these facts. Mentalfloss.com. Yeah. I'm reading down here because I think it's important to have interesting, not just unusual facts. And I'm going through some of these going, fuck these. Still don't like it. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was in Hiroshima for work when the first A-bomb hit. Made it home to Nagasaki for the second and lived to be 93. That's a dude who probably is always questioning his next decision. That's got to fuck with your head a little. A British man changed his name to Tim Price to make it harder for telemarketers to pronounce. But the way he spelled Price was about 10 P's and then R-I-C-E. Yeah. I don't see the point of that because I could think of some really difficult words instead of Price, you know? Is that what he wanted him to do? Is that vindication? At least for his anger toward these, obviously was getting badgered by telemarketers. J.P. Morgan once offered $100,000 to anyone who could figure out why his face was so red. No one solved the mystery. There are fucking idiots in the world. Prairie dogs say hello with kisses. Good for them. Jesus. In the mid-1960s, Slumber Party Barbie came with a book called How to Lose Weight. One of the tips was don't eat. Yeah. I'm surprised any blondes have survived with advice like that. A 2009 search for the Loch Ness Monster came up empty. Scientists did find over 100,000 golf balls, though. And good for them. I mean, that's where you look at your haul, your loot, and say, we didn't come up with a giant amphibious reptilian monster, but we'll never have to pay for a golf ball again, ever again. We can go, we don't even have, if it's in the woods, bam, stroke, fuck it, it's gone, I'm not looking for it, I don't need GPS, don't need glow in the dark. I got a pickup truck load of golf balls that I brought with me, and that's only a fraction of what we found. Yeah, I'd do something with those golf balls. I would make a rope or something to tie from one continent to the next and just walk on it all the way to the next continent. New Mexico State's first graduating class in 1893 had only one student, and he was shot and killed before graduation. Damn. A lot of these look very boring to me. I don't want to talk about them anymore. It's not worth my show's time. It's not worth my time. Anything blows, well, that just blew, bitches. And so delivery on the promise is what happened here. But what is not something you're prepared for is the phone number I'm about to call. No, you're not ready for this. You are not ready for this, folks. Let me get it in here. All right, the phone number I'm about to call is 906-667-9121. And if you want to call and join along, I don't know why you would do that, but you could. You could do that. Let's see. Paste. and call. Oh, it's dialing. It is dialing. Yeah, sure is. I might try to make this radio show sound official here. See what happens. Probably get voicemail. That's usually what happens. That's why prank calls have lost their steam. Nobody want to answer their shit anymore. Yeah. Come on, at least give me voicemail. At least give me that. Come on. Come on. Everybody's got a voicemail. Are you serious? Come on. No voicemail? Are you serious? That pisses me off. You know, but that's okay because I can do something equally as good. But it just, I really had my heart kind of set on this. It pisses me off, you know. You plan for something like that. I mean, because I never plan anything anyway. So when let's talk about that for a second. Do you know why you get pissed off half the time? It doesn't matter what happens. You're pissed off. It's expectation. You expected something. You expected that the guy in the left lane would be going faster than the guy in the right lane. You expected that you were going to get your paycheck on payday. And what happens is when your expectations are not met, you get pissed off. Or in a lesser sense, you might get just disappointed. But really, that's the cause of it. It's the expectation. Have you ever thought that maybe the way around that is to just not have expectations? I realize that's a lot to ask, and sometimes I want to direct things at younger people, and I'm middle-aged, and I just want to say, don't put yourself through the shit that you can't change. Don't have expectations. And people say, well, if you don't have expectations, you'd never have goals. That's not true. They're completely independent of one another. You know, just because they're often caught fucking in the same back seat doesn't mean that they're related. And hopefully not, you know. Let's see. Let me find another one that can accomplish this same thing here. Let me think. Yeah, I can do that. I think I can do this real quick on the fly. No, not in... I'm not trying to find people in Michigan. Michigan has nothing to do with anything. Why are you going to bring up some dumb shit? Crazy, man. Anyway. Some of the shit that I'm coming up with here on the searches I'm doing, this is where I lose my faith in human intelligence, when I see where the internet is going. You know, even with Google, you do searches, you used to always come back so relevant. It doesn't anymore, in my opinion. It's, you know, it's subject to randomness. And I can't help but think that probably is a result of advertising and its less than subtle influence on even a great search engine like Google. Yeah, this pisses me off because, you know, you find you get a perfect idea in your head, and then you want to call somebody and put it on the air. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, hell yes, I'll be... Oh, you better have a phone. Oh, I'm not seeing a phone. I'm not seeing a phone listing. It's okay. Got one like it that does have a phone. Got one like it. It's not a problem. See, y'all are going, what the fuck is he talking about? Well, it's anything blows, and that's what you're getting. You're getting the blow. You're getting blows right now. But it's funny because here I am again, and it seems like the most interesting people are, in fact, in West Bloomfield, Michigan. I don't know. I didn't make that up. That's just exactly what I'm seeing. And you'll understand all this in a minute. You're probably, I'm not giving you a lot of details because I'd like to preserve some of the surprise element. But God damn it, my expectations are bringing me disappointment. And I don't want you to be disappointed. So we're calling another number right now. There. Come on, open the hell up. Google, you're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. You're doing this shit again. I don't like when you do this shit again. Close that. Reopen this. Give me a new number. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Anything blows, and so does this. Another number getting dialed. Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. This is the Truth on Tap radio show. Is this Habib Arbabi?
No, English is good.
My English is good?
No, English is good.
Oh, you don't speak English good. Okay. Is this Habib? Habib? Is this Habib Arbabi? Is this Habib Arbabi? Habib Arbabi? What language do you speak? Parlez-vous français? What do you speak? Arabic? Well, look, with a name like Habib Babi, you had to know somebody was going to call you. I'm calling you Habib Babi. Man, first cracker they called me Habib Babi, I'd bitch smack them with a rainbow trout. You know the sound that makes, Habib Babi? Habib Babi? Habib. That's funny. Somebody could say, Habib, like however, but they meant Habib Babi. Are you there? You can speak in Arabic, speak Yiddish, whatever the fuck you speak. You don't have to speak English. It's okay if your English isn't. This isn't a goddamn English class. Habib Babi. Say something. Are you there? Habib Babi? Habiber? Are you there? You're probably tracing my phone number so you can come blow me up. You sound like a terrorist. Are you one of those people wearing a towel on your head going, Allah Akbar, I'm going to blow you fuckers up. I do not speak good English. Ah. Are you there, Habib Babi? Habib Babi? Well, I got a feeling you've hung up. That breaks my heart, man. Yes, the quality of the call was good. Thank you, Google. I'm glad to provide you free fucking surveys. I'm charging you for the next one. Well, Habib's probably on his way here right now with goddamn dynamite in his turban to fuck my day up. And that's cool, because that's going out in style. I don't mind. You know what the Spartans called a beautiful death? Yeah, that'd be fucking beautiful. I crank call Habib Babi, and Habib Babi comes and blows me up. That's fucking brilliant. I want that on my tombstone, just like I just said it. Sorry, Habib Babi, and Habib, we're going to keep going here. I may try to call another. It really depends on, I guess it really depends on how inspired I feel. I'm thinking about it. It's a freestyle show. I've tried to slow it down just a bit. Just find some kind of joy in this that's less pressured. And I don't mean pressured as in I feel pressured. I pressure myself into giving you something. The thing about a radio show is you can't pause. Silence, dead air, it's deadly. I would rather shit myself upside down during a rainstorm while being on my roof in shoes that aren't secure than to listen to a radio show that had random 5 and 10 second gaps in it. Fuck that. Radio show is about somebody talking, and it needs to keep moving. Can you imagine if you're watching CNN and they were just random? And now I know it happens once in a while when they have audio difficulties and the guest on the sat phone can't hear or whatever. But I'm talking about during the entire show, 5 and 10 seconds of just. You might hear a click or a tink or somebody cough. No, No, that's what funerals sound like. We don't go to radio shows for dead shit. Anyway, I don't know. I don't have anybody in chat room. That's pissing me off. I don't do this show for my health. I do it for your fucking health, people. And I need you to get involved with the show. If you're listening to this show later, if you're listening to this show on iHeart, I'm asking you to come like the Facebook page. Not because you don't even have to like it. Fuck liking it. I don't care if you like it. What I care about is that you're aware of when the shows are coming on and that you participate in the show. So please go to the Facebook page. Feel free to hate it, but you'll know there when the shows are coming on. You can actually listen from Facebook. Now, if you hate Facebook, and some people do, obviously you can listen on iHeart. Obviously you can listen on Spreaker. But the Facebook page has players I've built into it on a tab, a little extra tab. And, you can use certain little codes and apps to do that. It's not hard. And you can do it on the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/TruthOnTapShow. TOTS is an easy way to remember it. Facebook.com/TruthOnTapShow. Go there, and you'll see not only when the shows are going to air, which a lot of times I only give 10 minutes notice because I do these when I feel like. I will not conform. I will not conform to your fucking scheduling expectations. Forget about that. I do the show when I do the show. Go there, and you'll see a tab at the top that says Listen to Shows. You can listen to past shows or present shows. I have not figured out how you can listen to future shows, but with a little more reading in the book I'm reading right now called It's About Time by Paul Davies, I may very well have futuristic shows scheduled that I haven't even done yet, and you can listen to them. Till then, it'll have to be past or present. I want you to engage in the present show, the one that's on the air, the one where you can call in to 910-NO-LYING. It's serious. That's a number. 910-665-9464. Call in, be on the show, be ready to say some funny shit or be drunk or high. You can call in using Skype, mr.kevin.kierstead, Mr. being M.R., mr.kevin.kierstead, K-I-E-R, stead as in steady. And from there, you'll be on the show, and it'll get lively. Interaction between humans. I know a little bit about psychology. I consider myself generally intelligent. What a weird thing, how proud some people are of their intelligence. I'm not proud of mine for a couple of reasons. One is I used to be proud of it, and I felt a lot of guilt from that. I don't know why. I guess it's pretty, when you think about it, it starts to make sense because it's almost like being proud of being tall. I'm 6'5". I've never been proud of being tall. Pride itself is kind of an ugly thing, I think. What it's really saying is I have something the rest don't, or I have something that you don't, or I have something that most don't. That's ugly to me. That's just, you don't ever want to say that or think that. You want to think, I have that, and I'm kind of glad I have it, but I can just about guarantee you that every person that walks along has something better than me in another category. So why would I dangle this in front of their face to say, look at this, I've got this? Pride itself. So being proud about intelligence, have you noticed some people who just seem so in love with themselves about their intelligence? Oh, folks, now I've never bothered thinking about them enough to hate them, like I hate bullies or assholes, but I could. If I spent a little bit of time thinking about it, and I know a few people right off the top of my head, these are not people that I associate with regularly, my friends, my regular Facebook interaction people, none of them are like this. But there are people that I know through other people who I don't. Let me put it this way. Let's say there's 7 levels of knowing people. First is your family. 7th is a friend of a work acquaintance, okay? And everything else is pretty much in the middle. Well, these people are up around level 5 or 6. I mean, I'm talking, I barely know them, but I know enough about them to know that they are in love with themselves because they think they're so fucking intelligent. I don't want to bring up something tonight that's going to bother me, but the more I think about that, and I see it online a lot. Let me explain something to you real quick. There's radioguestlist.com is where you can go and find guests for your shows. I got plenty of guests I could bring on the show. I might have to start doing that since you dickheads aren't participating in chat. But when you put your listing there to say, listen, here's what my show's about, These are the types of people I'm looking for. The people I'm looking for guests are experts in psychology, some science, not all science, because some of it's rather boring to me, paranormal experts, or comedians, because I find comedy the perfect avenue of truth. So I went and put my listing there, and I renewed it just a couple weeks ago. I'd had it listed for about a year. Got all kinds of interesting queries. And then I relist it, and I get a bunch in, and I get this one guy who says, I think he's writing about himself, but he's pretending he has a publicist. So it's like, John Doe is an expert on everything. And right away, I said, you fucking need a bitch smack right now. You really do. Remember Jackass? Was it the second one? When they had the giant hand when you come through the door? I want one of those. And I want to take people like him, and I want to meet them and arrange a meeting to where when they come through the door, they get the hand. They get the 5 foot tall, 9 feet long, semi-padded but still painful hand that smacks their entire body at one time. And I want to put them through it. I want them to feel the sting. Because fuck them. That's why. That's exactly why. Assholes. Think you know everything? All I got to do is get... You know what? Let me see if I can get them on right now. Oh, see, y'all are going to think this is some rehearsed plan shit. It is not. I can assure you, I don't lie on this show. If I lie, I'm doing it on purpose, and you'll know it's in the name of humor or something. No, this is... I'm looking his name up right now. I've got... Let's see. I will, too. You think I won't? I hope I can find it, because I got so many responses to this one. Let's see. Is this the one? Rusty No. I don't think it's Rusty McDonald. He's a life coach, but let's see. No. I'm sorry, that was a woman. Well, when your name's Rusty with an IE, I don't know. I don't know if you're a man or woman. Don't get mad at me. Jesus Christ. I had a cousin named Rusty. I knew he was a guy. Normally I would think guy with Rusty. But maybe the IE versus Y is the difference, see? These are the subtle things. Behavior modification expert and author. He's a great guy. I'm going to end up talking to him. Guest invitation... Let's see, we're close now, because I remember it was right around here. If I find this guy that's an expert on everything, I'm going to prove to you live that he is, in fact, not an expert at everything. All right, that's not it. Let's see, ebooks. I'll know it when I see the... I get these emails and it says, you know, it's about your radio show you've listed for radio guest list. But it's, you know, I may have deleted it. I'll bet you I deleted it, because as soon as I saw it, I said, fuck that. I'll bet you if I go, though, to radio guest list, I can find in the guest listing, yeah, I'll do that. See, Kevin knows several ways to skin a cat, even though I've never skinned one before. RadioGuestList.com. Great website, by the way. If you guys use them to get on the radio or to get guests, throw a little bit of chump change at them. Throw them a $5 bill or something. You know, come on. They're doing all the shit for free. They're not going to come asking you for money. They have too much honor for that. So people like me got to try to push it. Give them some goddamn money. Jesus. You can afford a fucking mocha. On Monday at lunch, you can afford to throw radio guest list $5. Assholes. Want to use their service and not throw them a $5 bill. Let's see here. Request guest to interview. See featured guest interview. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I'll just pick... Because I doubt I'll find him in this list. Because if I do a search for expert at everything, I doubt I'll get anything up. If they do let me search, I will. But I can look down the list here and find an asshole. I can guarantee you I can. Guarantee it. Assholes are rather plentiful. Now, some of these people are brilliant people, and they're good people. They give you the shirt off their back. I'm not talking about them. You know the ones. It's not hard for people to agree on who's an asshole. Have you noticed that? We can generally agree on that. I like these guys who have written one book that's like 50 pages long and are calling themselves a best-selling author. Best-selling to who? You've sold 6 fucking books, 5 of them were to family, and 1 was a mistake. Look, I know that game. I've got 4 books for sale on the major sites. Yeah, you know, I'm not a best-selling author. Don't lie to me on this, bitch. I get crazy when people lie to me. I do. It's not safe for them. The Doctors of Life Extension. Jack Duffy, JFK, assassination expert. There's a lot of those out there. You know what? You can tell me what I need to know about your expertise in the JFK assassination in a paragraph, and I'm done. I don't need a radio show for it. The Hollywood is taking care of that. I was really hoping to see this guy that says he's an expert at everything, because I will call his ass up while I'm on the show. And I don't even need to think about it. I will just start firing. So if you're an expert at everything, here's a subject, bam, and I'll hit them with it. And I'll say, tell me what you know about it. My listeners want to know. But I can't find him right now. There's W. Dennis Barker. He's a hypnotherapist. Had him on a show a few times ago. You can find that on Broken Manimal. He's awesome. I don't know how effective he is as a hypnotherapist. That's not something I dug into. I expect he's probably very good at it because of how intelligent he was. But he talked to me about what I wanted to talk about, which was basically racism and how people can change their behaviors, and if it was ever a chance that we could change big, widespread behaviors like racism and things like that. He's a brilliant dude, and I was honored to have him on the show. John, this motherfucker. No, I'm not going to call him John Scher. Remember the commercials that were coming out, and he'd say, "Buy my product." Fuck him. You don't tell me to buy your product. That's why your ass ain't making commercials no more. You ask, "Would you please try my product?" You don't say, "Buy my product." Fucking idiot. Video professor. You're not, John, if you're listening, you're not coming on my show, you asshole. Buy my product. Why don't you kiss my ass? How about that? Kiss my ass. There you go. Marketing expert. I'm sure he is. I don't know. People that assume you're weak bother me. Oh, God, do they bother me. Let's see. Modern day shaman and international healer. I'm sorry, dude, but you're white. I'm not buying it. Let's see. Now, if you came out of India with a 6-foot-long beard, I'll give you a second look. That's where you find Steve the Dean Williams, relationship and dating expert. He sounds like a fun guest. I need a good comedian on. Yeah, I really do. I've had trouble finding quality comedians. They get on my show and they don't lead with comedy. They just go, yeah. Interesting guest on here, though. I can't find the asshole guy, so I'm not going to bait you with that. I really wish I hadn't gotten pissed and deleted. And I don't even usually bother to delete emails, but sometimes it feels good, to hit the delete. Get the fuck off my email list. You're an expert at everything. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to see if any of you assholes have made it to chat, and if you haven't, then we're probably going to call this show. Yeah, because I need interaction on my shows. I could talk all day long about some dumb shit, but I need interaction, other humans. I mean, that is the windows that we look through to see each other, and the mirrors on the other side of those windows that we use to look at ourselves rarely are of the same fabric. Have you noticed that? Our senses of reality, perception, are often warped in some way, at least when compared to another one beside us, another person's view beside us. So it's almost like relativity. I mean, when I think of Einstein's relativity, and I think of the proof of it that came with the pulsar experiment, for example, the two suns swirling around each other and the timing of the blinks, I think about two people and how, one person might be an asshole relative to that person's decision to believe that normal is a certain thing. When you look at the definition of normal, we can agree on the definition. We can recite it to each other, but in our heads, we've still got different concepts of what normal is. I don't know. I find that kind of shit fascinating, and I don't think we can solve these issues. There's no calculator you can carry around so that you can sync up your normal to a friend's. But if we can just acknowledge them, I'll feel satisfied. I'll feel like I've given something back to people. Just acknowledge them. Because too many people assume that everybody's definitions match. And so rarely do they match on just about anything. Love, hate, work, pain, pleasure. I mean, the perception of one person to another is as unique as a thumbprint. We just don't look at things the same as the people beside us. And when you can recognize that, you can let a lot of shit go that might have otherwise bothered you. Because there's this false belief in the back of the human mind, I think, the average American that doesn't bother thinking too deeply in terms of philosophy is thinking, we all pretty much know what normal is. We all pretty much know what justice is. We all pretty much know what joy is. But do we? Because if you have someone list out on a sheet of paper in their own words what they find normal, justice, joy, it's not going to match yours. Some of it you're going to look at and go, what the fuck are they talking about? Now, are they the crazy one or are you? In the case of the pulsar experiment, neither one of the suns was flawed. They were just different in relation to each other, making them also appear different to us. Us being the third point of reference. So I think if we could just acknowledge that there are very major differences in perceptions, we can start to realize that these recording machines that humans have, that spit out information into their conscious mind in order to spit out of their mouth or their writing hand, are not very stable machines. And they're not very linear. They're not even parallel in their movement. They're often quite zany in their paths. They're broken glass filters. Nothing looks the same through any two. If we could recognize that and not dismiss the other ones as being wronger than mine. Wronger's not even a word, but I'll use it because when you've sat through English 430 at CNU during a summer session, you can make up any motherfucking word you want to, and I do. And I do. Wronger. Or is my system more broken than theirs? Neither one. It's like art. It's just the way you perceive things. I prefer to try to perceive most of the world through accurate lenses. Accurate meaning I can brush away the bullshit, which some people think is truth. I can bring in the truth, which some people think is bullshit, and I will have arrived at believing in that truth and having faith in it through some digging, through some logic, through some reasoning, just to understand this is most likely accurate, this is most likely not. Because I don't think we know anything. Socrates said, one thing that I know, and that is that I know nothing. Well, I'm not smarter than Socrates was. And for that reason, I'm going to adopt his view. And that is, we don't know anything. You don't know if you're plugged into the Matrix right now. You just don't know. It could be something far fucking stranger than that. You believe you're having these conscious experiences. You believe you're having them in a forward timeline, which you have no proof of. For all you know, we're going backward in time. You're experiencing things in an unlearning fashion that feels like forward momentum. You don't know. If you accept that, that leaves your slate, if you will, sort of wiped clean. Always fresh for new information. Not gunked up with shit you think you know. Got to keep that thing clean, man, so you can look at all new information with a little bit of optimism. Like, hey, maybe there's something to this. I'll give it a go. I'm not going to just say it's bullshit because it doesn't fit in with my system of beliefs. I'm talking like Dr. Howell now. Like, I know everything. Obviously, I'm on a desert island, but I still know everything, and that's really all that's important. I'm wealthy. As a wealthy doctor on an island, I clearly know everything. Anyway, I'm fucking around. This, of all of the shows I've done, all of the radio shows I've done, probably close to 200 episodes now, has been the least uniform that I can think of. The most disconnected, discombobulated, random points of data on any graph you'll ever see. And it would have been more strange if Habibi Jibabijibu would have talked to me, even in his broken English. We could have had some fun with that shit. Habibi Jiba, Habibi Jiba. And next time, I advise you go ahead and give that English a go, or talk to me in your native tongue. All right? I don't care what it is. On that note, and without music tonight, because anything blows, the music I have doesn't blow, so it wouldn't fit. The music I have is good music, so I'm not going to play the music. But I will play a commercial for those of you that may have tuned in late so you can learn the other places to find me. And then I'm going to extend 2 crooked, semi-aged middle fingers to all you motherfuckers and say, fuck you. Show's over. How's that sound? All right, well, that is that.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Ladies and gents, this is Kevin Kierstead, host of Truth on Tap and Caps on Tap. I hope you're enjoying the show. Truth on Tap is focused on bringing you absolute truth about everything from mainstream media to comedy, from psychology to the paranormal. This show keeps it real, not the fake kind of real, the real kind of real. That same spirit also covers our Caps on Tap show about the Washington Capitals. Caps on Tap shows air only after Capitals wins at this time. Please come like our Facebook page and join the conversation at facebook.com/TruthOnTapShow. Truth on Tap has been picked up and promoted by iHeartRadio, the internet audio mega monster, so shows are available there as well as on Spreaker and a limited selection on iTunes. To get in on a show's chat, you can chat from the Facebook page I mentioned, or go to www.spreaker.com/user/TruthOnTap and look for the live episode, or call in at 910-NO-LYING. That's 910-665-9464. Thanks again for checking out Truth on Tap. And
you're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.